All right, hello and welcome back to King's Quest 2. Let's continue on our journey to find the either water gem or birth gem, depending on who you're asking, here in the Sharkee realm. And you might think that this is a Sharkee.
You glance at the shark nervously, but it does not seem to be paying you much attention, fortunately.
But it is
Your
not.
speed.
Oops. The Sharkees we will see shortly. Oh, wonderful. I thought this was one screen over. But we do find this sunken ship, which is probably the first thing that we need to do down here. Got to swim up to it and then find the right place to click.
Examining the heavily waterlogged remnants of the vessel, you notice an old antique bottle half buried in the sand. With great difficulty, you lean over in your saddle and manage to scoop it up.
And in this bottle, if we open it up,
you remove the cloth from the bottle.
We find a cloth, which I guess we can look at.
It is a large sheet of cloth.
We could also take a look at the necklace we got from the mermaid.
It is a simple but carefully woven pendant of seagrass. A shiny opal dangles from it.
Well, that's nice. But what we really want is this bottle, and the reason for that will become apparent in a couple of minutes. Now, if we try to go left, I think we should find a Sharkee sentry, and we need to get off the screen quickly. Like, King Neptune said, they have poor eyesight, so they won't catch us right away. But if you're on the screen for more than, just a couple of seconds, then they'll notice you, and then they pretty much just eat Graham. He doesn't have much of a chance to defend himself. But if we continue onward and upward, we will find this.
These small, luminescent fish are feeding on a strange-looking plant.
I don't know if you can focus on the plant or not.
This dark green, weed-like grass seems to have a saccharin content. Some small fish appear to be feeding on the plant.
I like that he can see that the plant is sugary. Not sure how you do that, but we're going to take some of it.
You lean over and pick some of the grass, which grows in between the rocks.
And we're going to take that grass and put it inside this bottle.
You stuff the sugary grass into the empty bottle and push it all the way to the bottom.
And then place it over here with these luminescent fish.
You place the baited bottle on the seabed, close to the luminescent fish. A few of the glowing fish are now swimming around inside the bottle.
And thereby, grab ourselves a little bit of a flashlight,
You take the bottle.
So, let's continue on. And we can see we've come to kind of a rock wall down in the seabed. So, let's go south here. And we're going to uncover
This is the main entrance to the Sharkees fortress. Judging by the looks of things, simply entering and grabbing the Trident will not be as easy as you'd hoped. You get the feeling you should not dally here for any length of time.
And we won't. We will leave. Similarly, you can stay there 2, 3, 5 seconds, and then the guards finally notice you and chase you down for a snack. So we'll go around and then continue down south. This way, there's a little corridor. Before we again come to a solid wall, or at least it looks solid, because if you watch this fish right here, you'll see that it swims right into the seemingly solid wall. So, if we bring our little horsey inside...
The western wall is but an illusion. You easily pass through it into a series of caves and tunnels on the other side.
And if we do not have the luminescent fish, it's too dark and Graham will not continue onward. But since we do, we can swim away. And we pass through a series of 3 or 4 of these screens before we finally come to this. Oh, not yet. Large clamshell.
A large, opaque shell seemingly blocks a tunnel to the north. Whatever lies in that direction must be very important.
Let's see if Graham can push it.
You can't budge the shell. Either it opens from the other side, or it's just plain stuck.
Maybe we can use this picket to pry it open, like we did to get the mail there from the old man.
This old stake would not be sturdy enough to lever the massive door open.
Maybe something a little sturdier, like a metal sword?
You slide your blade through a small gap in the door and pull with all your might. It is difficult handling your weapon underwater, and you realize that combat will not be an option. So if it ever comes to that, you are in big trouble.
Fair enough,
As
no
you open
combat.
the door, ample light floods into the underwater cave, and you are now able to make your way around without the glowing fish.
Alright, now you could try and get back in the seahorse, but Graham won't take it with him through this door, so we'll just swim away. We'll be greeted by an interesting sight.
Oh no, the seahorse has followed you. Let's hope it doesn't give your presence away. You are safely concealed behind the remnants of a stone archway. This is fortunate, as the king of the Sharkees is also here. Aside from his menacing appearance, he also seems to be in a very bad mood.
I do not understand it. It should work for me. Is it not written that Trident's power can only be wielded by those of goodwill? Well, is it not?
The king's aides nod fervently.
And do I not possess the greatest will in this kingdom? No one can best me in battle. My resolve is unshakable. No amount of bleeding can dissuade me from slaughtering my enemies. Does this not signify that my will is the best there is?
The Sharkee king's aides seem all too willing to agree.
Then why does it not work?
Hard to argue with his logic. You want to pay attention to where he
Watch
presses
carefully
here.
as the Sharkee king taps 4 shells in order around the arch.
To my knowledge, it's always the same ones.
It matters not. Tomorrow we invade the merpeople's territory. For without the Trident's power, that old fool Neptune and his weakling followers will fall before our might. Goodwill. Ha! Mine is superior to all.
As he leaves, the Sharkee king motions for his guards to remain.
Well, might makes right, I suppose. At least that's, I'm sure, his philosophy. We can take a look at the throne.
The throne is not actually a seat, since the Sharkee king would not sit in it as such.
But what we want to do is send our steed off as a distraction.
Having an idea, you approach your somewhat reluctant steed and slap him hard on the back.
And then we want to quickly...
Look at him go. The guards are momentarily distracted. Now is your chance.
access the door here, which luckily we can just click on. We don't have to swim up to it before clicking. Graham will take care of that for us. And the ones that we want to press are, I believe,
You
here.
push on the shell. It moves back slightly into the wall.
This one twice, and then this one. Now, if you do it out of order, I think it's fine, or rather, if you get it wrong, you can keep trying, I believe. Here, though, you definitely don't want to click on anything other than the Trident, and you only have a fairly brief window of time to grab it. You pick up the
Without
other
delay,
treasure, then
you snatch up the trident before the guards return to their posts.
the guards will return and come after you. And again, you want to quickly get out of
It
here.
appears as if the guards are losing interest in the seahorse. You had better get out of here quickly.
And swim straight out through the kind of gap we came in from.
Oh no, the seahorse has followed you all the way back to the secret entrance. The guards are sure to discover you now.
It's a huge door for a secret entrance.
You remount the seahorse.
And now we get away scot-free.
Your seahorse glides onward, flicking its little tail faster than ever. You grip the reins tightly, glancing nervously over your shoulder every so often to check for pursuing sentries. As you make distance, your anxiety melts into relief. But it is to be short-lived.
The following is a short arcade sequence. Do you wish to play through it? Yeah, of course. So this is just a simple little thing where you have to dodge little stalagmites on the ground here. You can see two Sharkie guards coming at us from behind. I don't know exactly how good you have to do. They always start to catch up to you a little bit. They're clearly somewhat faster than us. You can hit at least a couple of these and still be fine. I'm sure there's some limit, but just exactly what that number is, I'm not certain. But it goes on for a minute or two, not particularly difficult, clearly by any means. I like to try and stay in the middle where there's plenty of dodging room. It's also nice when you don't have to dodge at all. Pretty close to the end here.
Finally, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You quickly make a dash for the exit.
Woo!
As you emerge, you realize you have only seconds before the guards come out after you. And even if you could outrun them, you're sure the commotion would attract the sentry's attention. Then you'd be in real trouble. Suddenly, you hear a strange voice in your head.
He of noble and goodwill, royal trident thou may wield.
Well, I guess we can use the trident. Let's see what it does.
You wonder what that did, if anything at all. Oh.
Seems we caused a little bit of a cave-in. So we can now leave the realm, but we do have this cool, fun new weapon that we can potentially use on our way out. I don't think you get any points or anything for it, or for not using it, but it is kind of fun. So when we see this Sharkie guard here, use the trident and turn it into...
The power of the trident has turned the Sharkie sentry into a harmless little fish.
Well, thank you for clarifying that, Mr. Narrator. All right, so now we will just go back to the kind of entrance to the realm where we first started. Take out the Sharkies on the way. More for safety than anything else. I don't think we will face any more guards. And there we go. Seahorse, I think, brings us home. Let's see.
The trident guides you back to Neptune's realm.
Behold the conquering hero.
You approach the king. He smiles and graciously accepts his trident from you. Then he calls everyone to attention.
To commemorate the return of my trident, and to honor King Graham's success, I hereby call for a celebration.
Woo! Party!
The celebration lasts for some time. You eat, drink, and have a merry time with many of the mer people. After a few hours, the festivities wind down, and you finally have a chance to speak with Neptune alone.
The gems of nature represent the 3 stages of life. Water gives birth to life, and thus what I have given you is the first of 3. Second is the growth gem, or air gem, for air sustains life and permits it to grow.
How might I find the growth gem?
I know only that its location is as far above the surface of the land as we are below it.
Beyond that, I cannot aid you.
A smirk crosses Neptune's face momentarily.
You might say that air is not exactly my element.
You decide that the beverages consumed were to blame for that one.
I think that's a
And
solid
the
joke.
third gem, Your Majesty?
Third is the Death Gem, the completion of life and the natural order of things. The Door of Destiny understands this now, as did the ancients who imprisoned the soul within. As for that gem's location, I had hoped you would have no business venturing to the castle. Kolima was once ruled from that place, but sadly her people have not seen their lord for quite some time. But if you please, I would prefer not to dwell upon this subject. You have done me a great service this day, and I thank you. Good luck, King Graham, and good speed.
Well, we didn't learn much about the Death Gem, I guess, other than that it's at the castle, but we did learn...
You
I
depart the
suppose probably
underwater
a lot
kingdom
about
and
the
head
air,
back towards the surface. What an incredible experience. You are certain you'll never forget the adventure you just had. Additionally, you have acquired one of the gems. As you resurface, you realize that the magic which allowed you to breathe underwater has now subsided.
That's too bad. Would have been nice to keep that ability. Anyway, now that we have our first gem, I think we will end things here for today. When we come back, it'll be time to quest after the second, but I guess we can just enjoy our victory. Either way, till next time, see ya.